Solara Wynn greeted sunrise for the first time on the 12th of June, 1996, in a small coastal berthing hut overlooking the turquoise lagoons of Aitutaki in the Cook Islands. Her mother, an itinerant jazz cellist who kept crushed hibiscus petals inside her music folios, eased a gentle pizzicato above the cradle, while her father, a coral restoration diver who mapped reef colonies in colored pencil, bent close and promised his daughter that salt water always makes room for bodies willing to float wide. Curves flourished through the Wynn bloodline like trade winds through coconut fronds, so nobody worried when baby Solara tore 2 cotton onesies before the moon cleared its first arc. Auntie Moana simply loosened every seam with a fishbone needle, added ribbons cut from pandanus leaves, and laughed that extra fabric costs less than shrinking dreams. Primary school tasted of mango skin and chalk dust. Solara towered broader and taller than her classmates, shading the blackboard whenever she spelled out multiplication drills. One especially humid recess, 2 boys called her cargo barge each time she hopped the marbles grid. That evening, she collected rusted soda tabs from the playground sand, hooked them together into a long, shining spine, and stitched it down the back of her uniform blouse. The next morning, fluorescent tubes ricocheted tidal gleams across the ceiling, and a visiting teacher captured 9 seconds on a chunky digital handycam. By sunrise, 16,000 strangers had watched the clip online, applauding the girl who turned mockery into lagoon light. Solara wrote a vow on the inside cover of her workbook that night. When shadows crowd the shoreline, cast your own reflection farther than they can swim. Weekends belonged to the open-air market beside her father's maintenance barge, where ukuleles plucked over sizzling taro fritters. Off-the-rack shorts strangled Solara's thighs, so she bartered coconut pancakes for leftover sailcloth, cut it into flowing culottes, then spray-painted constellations with crushed charcoal soaked in papaya juice. She opened a social diary named Tide Glimmer on the brand new photo-sharing app that everyone at school dismissed as a fad. Captions bounced between Cook Islands Maori metaphors and straightforward English confessions, such as curves carry moonlight longer than muscle. By the time she turned 15, 48,000 distant friends echoed every post with sea foam emojis and sunrise hearts. A scholarship whisked Solara to the University of Auckland, where daylight hours dissolved into marine biology lectures, while nights belonged to a 24-hour pierside diner with forever humming neon marlin signs. The kitchen pass lamp became her impromptu studio. During coffee refills, she filmed quick minute-long reels, twisting parchment sandwich wrap into frangipani hair clips and explaining dart placement in calm island cadences. One clip showed her looping dolphin whistles on a handheld sampler while hemming a denim jacket trimmed with reflective pearl tape. 2 days later, the reel struck 980,000 plays, and Teen Style Pacific christened her the Pure Seamstress. Brand offers flooded her inbox, yet every sizing chart stopped at 14. She sorted the messages into a folder titled Shrinking Nets, then returned to her locker stocked with secondhand thread. Patience finally paid surf dividends early in 2023 when Quicksilver Women pitched a collaboration called Reef Current. Solara answered with 3 unwavering requests. Patterns must extend to 60-inch hips. At least half the creative crew must come from technical colleges across Polynesia. And 10% of net profit should fund lagoon acidification research. The brand agreed. The shoot unfolded at Blue Dawn across the sand flats of One Foot Island, Solara guiding plus-size surfers past starfish and sea cucumbers while a camera drone dipped between palms. When the lookbook dropped, each extended size rash guard vanished within 43 hours across 19 countries. Tide Glimmer soared past 600,000 supporters. Still wearing an apron misted with coconut cream, she streamed live gratitude from the diner storeroom under flickering tubes. If this rising tide already lifts your raft, press the bright red subscribe icon right now so you never miss the next swell. One tap is free, yet it tells the algorithm to keep these currents rolling into your feed. spotlight sparkle attracts rumored jellyfish. A gossip channel insisted Solara cinched her waist with fiberglass plates during surf shoots. She replied from a limestone sea cave at low tide, clad only in sports bra and board shorts, tracing stretch lines along her torso with phosphorescent algae paint, while humpback songs echoed against stone. 10 million watchers shared the video, coloring their own curves in neon algae, and the rumor dissolved like sugar in warm. Description spikes rumbled like distant breakers that night, and Solara closed the stream with a laughing reminder to buckle up because a bigger tide was coming. Peer wages and capsule royalties flowed into Wynn Glow, a whipped body glaze swirling tamanu oil, roasted coconut butter, and mica flecks that gleam pearl under phone flash. Solara poured the first 17,000 tins inside her father's reef lab, sealing each lid with braided fishing twine and a stamped card reading, "Moisturize your tide." Inventory vanished in 84 minutes, raising $181,000. 20% launched Lagoon Ladder grants that deliver industrial sewing machines and pocket field recorders to plus-size teens on outer islands from Rarotonga to Niue. 11 months later, 36 grant recipients produced a floating fashion and sound exhibition aboard an outrigger canoe lit by solar lanterns. Coverage that reached regional evening news. New Zealand Fashion Week later that year carved new lore. Minutes before Solara closed the 26 regions curve showcase, a wind machine tangled her sapphire mesh gown in the catwalk truss, slicing a diagonal rip from rib to knee. With 90 seconds left, she borrowed rainbow kite strings from a backstage rigging tech, threaded them through the tear-like shoelace eyelets, then strode forward as though the splice lived in the original sketch. Photographers slammed shutters. Vogue Aotearoa labeled the quick save kite stitch queen. Another million glimmer voyagers surfaced before club lights flickered at the after party. Trouble paddled back when a former social media contractor leaked snippets suggesting Solara demanded lobster tail buffets and chauffeured catamarans for her rescue piglet Kona. She posted the full email chain showing her actual rider request list, reusable water carafes, vegetarian poke bowls for crew, and captioned monitors for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate revenue, $133,000, went to a coral nursery threatened by cyclone runoff. Fans repeated her reef motto, "Receipts stand stronger than rumor," undertow. And the contractor's tail sank beneath plankton silt. By mid-2024, Tide Glimmer glowed with 6.3 million Instagram friends, 3.1 million short video voyagers, and 1.7 million faithful channel subscribers. Engagement sat a hair under 10%, bamboozling analytics teams at every talent agency in Sydney. Cartier approached her for a coral pulse watch film shot inside the rotating lens chamber of Cape Reinga Lighthouse. Solara accepted only after Cartier pledged therapy stipends for deep sea fishing crews navigating post-cyclone trauma. They signed. The finished ad, her wrist scattering prisms across the iron walls like rainbow confetti, became Cartier's highest saving post of the year. Family remains her compass star. Twice a month, she streams cello and seafoam. Mother bowing slow jazz riffs beside a portable fire pit while father reads choral diaries, and Solara flips thrift finds on a battery lantern-lit table. One episode peaked at 9 million views when Kona the piglet escaped his life jacket and sprinted giggling circles around the pit, squealing in time with the cello's low C. A marine sanctuary now sponsors each stream, tagging rehabilitated sea turtles with GPS trackers funded by Wynn Glow Sales. The skincare venture swelled past $11 million in its second fiscal year. Solara leased an abandoned tuna cannery on the far side of the lagoon, carved skylights into corrugated tin, and hired furloughed deckhands alongside textile art grads to whip and jar. Every tin still carries a fishing twine knot tied during midday stretch dances to ukulele remixes. Efficiency auditors pressed for shrink bans, but Solara repeated her mother's rhythm wisdom that hands remember stories while machines forget, then kept the knots exactly where they belonged. Mental health openness permeates her feed. She pairs glossy campaign stills beside raw sunrise selfies captioned, "Same reef, different tide." She posts breathing tracks recorded inside submerged bommies where parrotfish scrape coral all day, gives away printable work pages on cognitive reframing in both English and Maori, and partners with a telecounseling platform offering 50% discounts to anyone who shows proof of following Tide Glimmer. 94,000 people have already claimed sessions, many calling her Lagoon Honesty the first safe sandbar they ever saw. Community events shimmer each equinox. Glow Tide rides invite cyclists to cruise the sealed causeway at dusk wearing Wynn glow on collarbones and glow stick garlands on handlebars. Ticket revenue deepens Lagoon Ladder and funds wheelchair-accessible snorkel ramps at 3 village beaches. Local stall owners record 13% sales spikes on ride nights. Solara pedals in front with Kona snorting in a basket, pausing to retie any child's unraveling sandal lace she spots. Horizons keep blooming. She is almost finished drafting a memoir titled Tides Remember Their Names, scheduled for release next winter in 9 languages. A major streaming service has greenlit a docuseries following her plan to convert mothballed inter-island ferries into floating maker studios and reef labs for underserved archipelagos. Puma is producing Wave Pulse sneakers with wide toe boxes, reflective shell braid laces, and algae-based cushioning foam. 10% of every pair will expand Lagoon Ladder beyond the Cook Islands into Samoa and Tonga. If you have drifted this far without joining the voyage, now is the perfect moment to sit beside the helm. Tap the subscribe button so the algorithm drops anchor on your shoreline every time a new swell of storytelling rolls in. You will feel that little bell ring just like a conch horn at dawn. And together we will outrun every rumor wave that tries to crash our course. While the credits have not finished rolling yet, slide into the description. You will find a direct link to fresh Wynn Glow restocks, simple directions to apply for the next round of Lagoon Ladder grants, tonight's entire cello and seafoam playlist for your own moonlit kitchen, and one extra pearl, a research-backed treasure map that shows exactly how to spark real connection and guide you through the most reliable steps to win genuine love. The kind that lets every woman in your orbit see her own brilliance through your smile. It is quirky, pragmatic, and waiting patiently below the fold. Go ahead and press like if the Soda Tab Spine, the Kite Stitch Rescue, or Kona's Runaway Piglet Sprint made your night shine brighter. Drop a comment describing the moment that splashed your memory hardest, and share this current with someone whose dreams deserve a tailwind. Every curve can redirect oceans, every scar can prism sunlight, and the reef will always salute any soul bold enough to spread wide and float toward the horizon without apology.